the light meter?
Pardon?
What is that? Light meter? Light meter?
It's a 360-degree camera.
Oh, okay.
It shows everything, the sky, the floor, all around.
Oh, cool.
Ooh, I felt that.
Bouncy, bouncy?
We just came here for the dogs.
Yeah.
It's actually the earliest documented art in Europe. This is 3,250 years ago. It's the earliest documented art.
Maybe louder.
Okay. You can see that. You can see the walls. Just uncovered everything. You can't see the water. Without saying that there were lions in Greece, people had traveled, they had seen lions, and they carried the information. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming in. On your left hand side, it's called the guard sanctuary on the bookshelf. And then on the right are rooms of another guard's but also we found jars and cabinets here in the granary on the right. And then if you don't mind, I'm with you, I'm packing my bucket. You can do it. If you decide to walk all the way to the top of the hill, you can do it. It's possible for everyone. But I would like us to gather on top of the ramp and have an aerial view of everything. And have a view of the Argonauts and of the water in the distance. Please. Welcome.
I can hold this way up.
And have a view of this. I would like to come here where you see what? You see two concentric covered with horizontal flaps. And then down there are those simple beads. Can you see the beads? Down there in the circle. Those are the shot graves. And imagine that they would be used again and again. They were actually covered with a layer of soil and then beaten with clay and soil. And they were also marked with funeral stones that are in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, and they depict hunting scenes and fighting scenes. And you see exciting for him when he started finding the gold. And I told you that he sent a letter to the King of Germany saying, "I kiss the lips of Agamemnon." Now, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I need to say that this is impossible to be the grave of Agamemnon, because now with the carbon technique they can date everything, and they dated the artifacts, and they realized that these are 1600 BC. That is 350 years earlier than the time that, if there was a king, and if his name was Agamemnon, was around, because Agamemnon was around the heydays of Troy, and the heydays of Troy is the 1250 BC, because in Troy they found 7 faces, and the second one, which is the 1250 BC, is the reason to go. It's the wealthy Troy. Do you know where Troy is? Troy is on the northern eastern coast of Turkey, controlling the Dardanelles and the way to Bosporus. So it was a matter of heavy taxation. I know the story of a woman of getting Ellen of Troy back sounds very romantic, but it must have been a matter of exploitation. And it was wealthy, it was a very wealthy town. So Troy is 1250 BC, the Lion Gate is 1250 BC, the beehive tomb that we're going to see is 1250 BC, the gold is 1600 BC, 350 years earlier. You see what I mean? It's a royal family. It can't be Agamemnon, Clytemnestra, or Orestes, Electra. It still must be a royal family. What else with all this gold? And it was much later that they discovered that. Agamemnon was absolutely, Schliemann was absolutely sure that he found them, that he found the royals, the Atrides. Must be ancestors of him, if you see what I mean. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are ruins of ordinary houses. There is another circle grave over there. There is a beehive tomb, but it doesn't survive the roof. We're going to see the one that survives the roof, that the roof has been preserved. We have the view of an area that is called the religious center, because they found lustral basins and rooms of darkness with lots of symbols, religious symbols, very strong ones, those that were influenced by the Cretans. And that's the area here that is all covered. And if you ask me actually what is this, I might say building Gamma or building Delta or building Beta, because that's what the archaeologists say. So it's very hard to match the reality with a fairy tale, even if there is a script. The script was found in clay tablets. And let me tell you that most of them were found in a different Mycenaean center, in Pylos, which was the palace of Nestorus. But this is the one of Agamemnon. And yes, there is a zigzag way, like you see the people going up to the very top where the Megaron would have been. I'm afraid there isn't much there, just stucco and the ruins of the foundations of the buildings. And they have also discovered 4 bases that support 4 pillars, which would be a conical hearth, the conical open roof, so the smoke can come out. And pieces of frescoes showing that this was colorful, beautifully decorated. So the way is to the top, and then it goes the other way around to the subterranean fountain. I'm not sure if you want to do that. I may tell you that if you get all the way to the emergency exit and the subterranean fountain, which is on the other side of the hill, don't go in, don't go down. You know, sometimes they have it open, sometimes they have it closed. If it's open, it's 90 steps, very slippery, very dark. His forehead, his nose, his breast, his stomach. That's like Agamemnon sleeping, waiting for the moment he will rise again. So look at it. So you can either go that way, or you can go down to the restroom.
Gets fortified. I wanted you to look closer so the additional details of what everything looked like. They choose the top of the hill. They build the fortification of, it's that sign.
Mary, I have a million pictures right here. 360, any angle. Oh, okay. Well, don't worry about me. I'm good.
I was having problems seeing my camera.
Well,
Imagine that they were building the cyclopean walls, how this was built, don't think of any cranes and cooler machines yet. It's too early. It's embankments of soil that they would pull one layer upon the other. And finally they created this, which you see is a very interesting structure. There is a keystone on the very top that kind of locks the structure. That's called the Ecphoric wall system. And let me give you the certain dimensions. Let me tell you that 40 meters is the diameter of the big tomb. Then let me tell you that we have 33 zones of pieces of stone all the way to the keystone. And let me give you one more information. That the closer we get to the central apse of the building, the stones, the smaller they become. And now tell me what you think the height is. 40 feet. 40 feet. Any other answers?
This is 40 meters.
40 meters, you said. 70 what?
70 to 80
Feet, yes. Anybody else? Okay.
30,000 leagues.
You say 40 feet. You were so right. It's only 40 feet. I guess when you are here, right, that's why I said come close in the center, because that creates an illusion. You think that it's much higher than it really is. It's only 13 meters. It is only 40 feet. But since you're in the edge, you can tell that it's not as far. And some people say 200 meters or something. So traces of fire because this was used as a shelter by shepherds. It was discovered and they were using it as a shelter. Before finally, of course, archaeologists brought it to light altogether, studied it. They didn't find anything at all. I mean, they haven't found any treasuries here. This must have been looted, this must have been robbed much earlier. Maybe treasury hunters, or maybe pirates. Don't forget the pirates. The pirates have been. The water is not far from here. Now it is about 15 kilometers is the distance to the water. Then it was more water, less land, so it was closer. So pirates must have been around. They've even found traces of a metallic ornamentation of the building. But this is 1250 BC, that's what's important. This is called the treasury of Atreus, or the big hive tomb of Agamemnon, and yes, it could be Agamemnon's tomb. It corresponds to the time that if there was a king, if his name was Agamemnon, there's always an if here. He led the expedition to Troy. And it's the best preserved one, that's why we call it Atreus and Agamemnon, and it's just what an architecture, isn't it? Think about it. Think about the cyclopean walls. Think about this. Let me tell you that paths, paved paths.
Man, the way. Oh, you want me to wave my magic wand? Statue of Liberty? Statue of Greek Greekology? Yeah, that's me.
Rossinopolis.
Russian.
Ricardo Rossinopolis.
It's like it rubbed me for bad luck. Yeah.
I put They're doing the slow lip. Oh yeah, it is such a pretty puppy. Oh, I'm just so tired. What a life.
Mm-hmm.